This is the morning of the 29th of July, 2024. Clip put up on YouTube by David Packman. He's got 2.25 million subscribers. This clip was published 14 hours ago. When I got it, it had 1,524,970 views. Plays for 7 minutes and 9 seconds. So let's have a listen. Don't know why it's buffeting, but it's buffeting.
Fox News has been really jumping on the who will be Kamala Harris's VP sort of story. And it's a big story. It's an important story. One of the names that's been floated is the Democratic governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz. And he actually appeared on Fox News this week. And it was a very interesting moment because first and foremost, Walz went right at Trump. And he pointed out something that we've been pointing out, which is not only in a way is Trump saddled now with J.D. Vance in an environment, in a new campaign against Kamala Harris, where Vance may not really be the right or best guy. The MAGA Republican Party's takeover, the MAGA Trump world takeover of the Republican Party has saddled the Republican Party with the oldest presidential nominee in American history, and that's Donald Trump. Tim Walz did a very funny thing, which is he went on Fox News and he said, you guys are stuck with Trump. Bill Hemmer and Dana Perino seemed visibly uncomfortable by this. And then Trump was furious that Tim Walz was even given this interview. So let's check this out. I absolutely love this.
There's a certain irony to saying that Donald Trump is bad for democracy, when it looks pretty obvious that the Democratic Party leapfrogged the entire democratic system, and they did it in about 24 hours publicly.
Look, the process has always been there. I welcome, if Sean or anybody wants to become a DNC delegate, you're welcome to. But what I know is Democrats are ready to move when the situation warrants it. Look, it doesn't matter convictions. It doesn't matter failed policies. Republican Party stuck with Donald Trump. He's yours. You've got him. Welcome to it. Democratic Party can make our decisions. We pick our nominee. Look, if you don't like it, don't vote for it in November. But I think the American public are going to see.
This is super strong.
They knew that this administration was delivering. We knew that as far as economic numbers placed against global numbers, America's in a far better shape. And we also know that a foreign policy that respects our alliances, not cozying up to dictators like Putin and Orban, is not the way to go.
How about this one, Governor?
J.D. Vance, mind your own business is what I would tell them.
Why doesn't
This is absolutely perfectly done. Listen, each party can use whatever system they want to pick their candidates. There was certainly a concern about the democratic or anti-democratic nature of how Joe Biden's replacement would be selected. There are people calling for an open convention. There isn't really anyone running against Kamala Harris. Now, you could argue, well, it's because they've been oppressed and scared against even running. All right. Well, I mean, look, she also reached out to some and said, we're vetting you for VP. And they said, well, I'd rather be vetted for VP rather than running against her. And Tim Walz is right. You guys are stuck with Trump. Vote for him if that's what you want. It looks like it's going to be Kamala Harris. She's secured more than 50% of the delegates already in terms of them voicing support for her. If you don't like the way that she ended up on the ticket, then don't vote for that. But Trump was watching this. Within moments of this airing on Fox News, Trump took to Truth Social and said, quote, why did Fox News put up Tim Walz, governor of Minnesota, where I am leading? They make me fight battles that I shouldn't have to fight. This is an absolutely terrified, fragile snowflake Trump, where even just allowing a governor on from a state, Trump sees that as a direct attack on his campaign. And Tim Walz kept going. I have one other clip from this where he pointed out the record is good. We're in good shape. The record is solid.
Harris has to make a choice now. She's looking for a running mate. We can put up on the board here the people who are possibly being vetted. Are you being vetted to be a vice presidential choice for Kamala Harris?
Look, I spoke with the vice president. I'm not going to get into exactly what we spoke about, but we have the same values. We believe we can win in the Midwest. I think what I'm most proud of is if you look at those folks you put up there, they're Democratic governors. That's because Democratic states are creating jobs. Democratic states are welcoming. Democratic states are protecting those personal freedoms, those things like reproductive rights, your ability to be able to marry who you wish to marry, those types of things that are basic American values. And so my case on that is I will do what's ever necessary to make sure that those values are front and center.
Once again, what is he doing here that is so critical? In a question about are you being vetted, he says, why wouldn't I be vetted? And why wouldn't any of these Democratic governors be vetted, given the record of the Democratic states? And I know that Republicans have been running for years on crime is up in blue cities, crime is up in blue states. Crime rate is down overall. It's down more in blue states than red states. The New York City crime rate is lower than that of Oklahoma City. The New York State crime rate is lower than that of Oklahoma as a state. On average, there's lower unemployment in blue states, higher per capita incomes, more innovation as measured by startups, M&A activity, and patents, however you want to slice and dice it. And it's really important to keep talking about that. And the conventional wisdom is that a Democratic governor is the way to go in terms of vice presidential pick. We will see where that lands. Meanwhile, this wasn't the only thing that Trump was upset about on Truth Social. One of today's sponsors is a book called...
Not interested in one of your state sponsors. How's that sound? Yeah, this Minnesota governor is 60 years old. I took a look at it to see how old he is. He looks older than 60. I was surprised he's only 60. And I don't believe that blue states are safer than red states. Look at Chicago. Look at California. I mean, come on. Absolutely insane. He's pitching a book. I guess that's what he's going to keep pitching for the rest of this clip. So leave it where it's at. Have a look at it. Let me know what you think. Pass it along, and thanks for listening.